Hello, my friends. Good morning. I'm so glad you're here with us today. I got a little frog in my throat and I sound like I'm going through puberty. It's going to be an interesting live. We are going to create 2 cards today. The good news, these are super easy. All right. But I mean, they're real pretty cards on their own, but the magic is this tucks under and you get this beautiful bay fold card. I just think these are so fun. So again, we love cards that display. I think these display really, really nicely. And hopefully we're going to get through both cards today before I totally lose my voice. So we're going to see what we get. Let me go ahead and bring my fabulous friends on here with me. Move myself over. Hello.
Good morning.
So yeah, Christina and I both picked up some kind of sinus.
I also have the crud.
Yeah, we got the crud. So I've got the
I'm
cup,
drinking a hot toddy. I normally don't start drinking this early, but I figured it's a special occasion.
Hey,
a little whiskey helps get through the morning a lot easier.
I chose Sudafed over a hot toddy.
Oh, that's funny.
But I'll tell you, Sudafed messes. I mean, luckily I didn't do Benadryl. I'd be on the floor if I were on Benadryl.
Oh yeah, same.
But it's got, everything. You know how it is. You get this, you get really lightheaded. And anyway, so I need tons of grace today, guys. So just be sure to get your download because the download's correct. I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth. I really don't.
It could be fun today. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Who knows? These are going to be sideways and they're not going to stand up, and who knows what they're going to do. The tough part, you guys, is that I leave on Monday for vacation. We're going to Disney World. I have to be over this.
Yes, you do. Yep,
before we leave. So
there's a strong chance we're going to finish today's live and then we're both going to go pass out for the rest of the day.
Seems like a smart choice.
Well, I've got so much work to do before I leave, and anyway, just please be patient with us, and we'll be back in a week and we'll pick up where we left off. But it's just not what I wanted right before I left on a trip, but isn't that when it's going to happen? I'm glad it's happening now and not while I'm there, but you know how these things are. They're usually like 4 or 5 days. And I've had mine for a couple days. Today's the worst day. So again, the progression of being sick, it's the first day. Ooh, I got a little tickle in my throat. Second day. Ooh, I think I have a little drainage. Third and fourth day today. And I'm like going, oh, my head. So
I'm sorry.
Anyway, but I still have today because it's early. We still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm hoping to be over it before we get there. Mickey needs me well.
Yes.
And I don't want to be riding some roller coaster and having to pull out my Kleenex
and it'll go flying off.
And it'll go flying, hit somebody in the face. It would just be terrible. We're not going to do that.
Just ruin their whole Disney.
It would.
No.
Who was the girl who was snotting on that ride? Yeah, that would not be good.
I just had visions of the Sandlot. Oh, gosh. Okay.
That's not very magical.
Yeah, that's definitely not.
My unmagical trip. So.
Anyway, I tried to read some comments this morning. I've got lots of my members on here. I've got NJ Cardmaker and Brenda Bennett and Vay Perez. Lots of you on here. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And then I know Brenda told me there were some people, it was their first time on the live. And I love that. I am so excited you guys are here. Oh, Lori Cabot and Tracy, they're members as well. Florence and Judy. Oh, you guys are so great. And welcome to everyone. I know we have people who show up on these lives from all over. Susan is from Washington State. That sounds wonderful. And Maria from Puerto Rico. You join me every week, Maria. I appreciate that so much. All right. Look, see, Brenda's coughing. We're all coughing.
I have allergies. So.
Okay. Well, I do have.
We're all dying. It's fine.
I have my water here. So if I feel the coughing coming on, I will take a quick sip. All right.
We
so,
just sound like Harvey Firestein today.
I know, I do. Oh, all right. You guys ready to make some cards?
Ready.
Let's make some cards.
Let's make some cards. Okay. There we go. All right, friends. So yeah, I really love how these cards come together. And we're going to start with this one here. And I got lots of tips and tricks for creating the card, because this card is created with brand new designer series paper. It is called the Beautiful Gallery. And, you know, Stampin' Up! Has a lot of these kinds of papers where we've got kind of a scenic view. It's going to look something like that. And any of those papers, I think we have like Splendid Autumn, maybe you've got some Thoughtful Journey. Any of those designer series paper are great for this card, because it's called the bay window card. And this kind of looks like you're looking out on a bay window, right? So let's go ahead and jump in. Friends, I do have a free download for you. So don't worry about writing down measurements, because who knows what's going to come out of my mouth today. Yeah, because I'm just a hot, stuffed up mess. So yeah, be sure to go get that free download at simplysimplestamping.com, or Brenda's going to put the link to the free download. But if you just want to go over to Simply Simple Stamping, you can find it. You'll have my supply list, my measurements, photos. You can click or scan the QR code to come right back here to the video. So if you need to see anything on the video, again, you can do that. And of course, if you're in the United States, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Guys, we're going to be using brand new stuff. You know, the new Stampin' Up! Catalog just went live on Tuesday. We're going to be using some new products today. If you'll click this graphic or follow that link, either way, it'll take you to my online store. I would love to be your demonstrator. Okay, let's jump in. You know, I told you it's an easy card, and it doesn't use a lot. I've got a 4 1/4 by 11, so half a sheet of cardstock. I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and use, you know what? Can I use my Simply Scored board? I don't know if my brain can handle using my paper trimmer today. We're going to use the Simply Scored board. I'm going to use the thin end here of my stylus tool. We're going to put the 11 inches of our cardstock up at the top, and we're going to do some scoring. We're going to score at 3/8 of an inch. All right, 3/8 of an inch. That's just the 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3/8 of an inch. We're going to go 1 7/8. We're going to go 3 5/8, and we're going to go 5 1/8 and 5 1/2. Okay, that's what we need there. Now I do need to bring in my paper trimmer, because I'm going to show you how to cut down your designer series paper. So what we're going to do is we need to cut this down to a 5 1/2 by 4. Okay, and when I say 5 1/2, we want 5 1/2 here and 4 inches here. So let's kind of look at our paper. If it needs to be a 5, I said 5 1/2. Yes, that is that correct? I think it is. I'm sorry. It's a Sudafed, you guys, I promise. So we need to cut this down to 4 inches. So again, it's going to be 5 1/2 here. Let's decide. Let's go ahead and cut this down to 5 1/2. Honestly, as I look at this pattern, I don't think there's a right or wrong. We're just going to cut that down to 5 1/2 inches. Now we've got to cut it down to 4 inches. So there's a lot of sky here. So there's not a right or wrong to cutting it. I'm kind of eyeballing it, which I guess it turned out to be about 4 1/2 inches of sky. And I said, we're cutting this down to 4 inches. So we're going to get just a little bit down there. Look, it looks like a beautiful portrait. But anyway, that's how you're going to cut it, because you're just going to kind of decide. Of course, there's a lot of different papers. So just kind of do whatever you need to do to get it cut down. All right. This part is important. We need to cut this designer series paper a certain way. Okay. because we want this to look like a scene. So you see, I need to cut this piece, then this, then this, then this, right? Okay. So let's do some cutting. We are going to cut. Our first one is at 1/4 of an inch. And so we'll cut 1/4 of an inch here and keep these in order. Okay. So 1/4 of an inch. And then we're going to go. My voice is just cracking. It's so funny. Like I said, it sounds like I'm going through puberty. Okay. 1 1/4 inch there. Now 1 1/2 inch for our next panel. Try to get these in order here. Another one at 1 1/4 inch. So you don't want to just go willy-nilly on this cutting. You really do want it to stay in order. Now we need to cut what's remaining. We need 1/4 of an inch again, and that's going to leave us with a 1 inch piece. Okay. All right, let me move this. There's all my happy little pieces all together. Okay, I'm going to move that. All right, let's go ahead. Let's just sit those right there. Okay, let's go ahead and crease the score lines of our card. So first things first, crease it in half. Okay, so at that 5 1/2. And see this little line, we're going to fold back. Okay, fold it back like that. Give that one a really good crease. Now we're going to fold. Remember, it's a bay window. So these two are going to fold in. And if you don't get it right, you can always go back and refold. But you can see there's our little bay window. And then this piece on the end, it needs to go up. Okay, so it's going to look something like that. And if you've missed any, like I said, you can just go back and crease the other way. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave it closed. We're going to go ahead and add our designer series paper. I'm doing the unheard of, and I'm going to use multi-purpose glue. And I'm doing that because this is a really narrow area. Get my glue started there. And I'm just going to put a thin dot of glue to add that first piece. Okay, so remember when we cut, that is our first piece. And I really do, for this, I am kind of liking using the multi-purpose glue because I want to make sure these all go on nice and straight. So I could bring in, at this point, I could bring in my stamp and seal, but the glue is here, so why not? Okay, let's add our next one on the next panel. See if I can read your comments. Debbie's here from Omaha. Welcome, Debbie. I'm so glad you're joining us today. And Jean, sorry. Janine, no, I can't. You know what? I can't. It's a Sudafed. I'm telling you, it's that Sudafed. But she said it was beautiful paper, and it is beautiful paper. I love this one. If you guys have not seen Brenda, I think it's called Beautiful Gallery, right? This brand new suite, and this paper's in the suite. It is really, really pretty. Okay, we're going to add our next panel. It's pretty easy. This is the other reason why I said keep it in order. Excuse me.
And yes, Connie, that is what it is. And it's my favorite.
I knew it would be your favorite. This is definitely Brenda's jam. Okay, now we have this last little piece here. Look, we have another little strip. So I'm just going to put the glue there. And so you can see, I think this card looks really, really nice when we use these type of landscape papers. But stick around because my masculine version is a little bit different. Okay, see this leftover piece? We're not going to talk about it right now. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. I've got a piece of basic beige. My multi-purpose glue is here. I am not... I always end up getting glue on my fingers. It's not that it's a bad product. I think it's an amazing product. But I get it all over me. And I know I have demonstrator friends and stamping friends who love multi-purpose glue. And it's just like perfect for them. And I'm like, I I end up wearing it. So not always my favorite. Okay, so we've put our basic beige 4 by 5 1/4 here on the inside of the card. And now this little section, this was that 5 1/8. I'm going to put multi-purpose glue on it. Okay. And we're going to seal that shut. I'm going to come in with my bone folder to give that a good press, because we want that to stay closed. Okay. Again, especially for our bay window, we want that area. Okay. That one we want to stay down. Okay. Time to do some stamping. Okay. We're just using one stamp set. On this card, we're just going to use one ink pad as well. Blackberry Bliss. Sentimental Framing is also a brand new stamp set. It comes with dies that you can order separately or as a bundle, but we're not using them today. We're just going to focus on this fantastic sentiment set. It's wonderful. So I've got a piece of basic beige and a piece of Blackberry Bliss. This is a 2.5 by 2. My Blackberry Bliss is a 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. Let's do some stamping. I'm going to stamp Thinking of You right here on that basic beige. I want you to notice something. This paper has no Blackberry Bliss in it, but I just thought the color looked just gorgeous with it. I know. I just think it's so pretty. I'm going to be doing a little more stamping here in just a second. Okay. So I don't want my ink pad and all to get too far away from me. Let's add our greeting for the front of our card. Oops, slide that down. Okay. Now to add this to the front of the card, again, this is important. We only want it to be on the center panel. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little glue right here. And I'm going to center it up, top to bottom, side to side. But I do want you to put the adhesive on the panel because we want that to pop. Okay. We want it to have that nice pop. Okay. We're now ready to work with this little piece of designer series paper. So I was shooting the reels earlier this morning and I came up with an idea. We're going to see how it goes. I've got a scrap. This is, I mean, literally it's a scrap, but it is 5/8 of an inch by, I don't know, I think I cut it 4 1/4. It doesn't matter. It's that 5/8 of an inch that's kind of important. So on the back of this designer series paper, and this is so optional because it's just something that I just kind of came up with. I'm going to draw myself, whoops, Sudafed. Okay. I'm going to draw some lines. No one's going to see it, so it doesn't matter that it's in pen or anything like that. I'm going to find my Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh gosh, I hope I did that right. Oh, now I have to think. I didn't see Sudafed, you guys. It's the Sudafed. It's not me. I know what I'm doing. Sudafed just doesn't. That is correct. Okay. So all that to say, I want to make sure when I'm doing this, okay, that I'm on the far right of that designer series paper. Whew, that scared me. Let me show you why I'm doing that. I'm gonna set it right here just so you can see, because I want you to understand what I'm doing. I need this to land right there. I need this little panel because that's where it's going to tuck under. Okay, like that. Like I said, it's an optional thing, but it was kind of like, ooh, that's a little handy. So let me show you why I'm going to do that. That's going to tell me where to put my Stampin' Dimensionals. When you put your Stampin' Dimensionals, see the flat end? We want that flat end to go right up by that line. Did I just go off? Oh, not too bad. Okay, I'm going to take another one. Again, I want the flat end up against that line. I think I'm going to do a couple more. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put another one here in the middle. Okay. Now let's add a couple up here. So these aren't on the line, and that's no problem. But I don't want it to feel soggy on one end. I don't know. I don't think I meant soggy. I don't know. Okay, we're going to remove some backings. And I don't know. What was I trying to say by soggy? I just didn't want this flapping around. I wanted it to have the lift. Okay, here we go. This is going to go here on the side.
Connie?
Yes.
I think you meant saggy.
Yeah. Please tell me someone else really struggles with Sudafed, because, ooh, it's playing a trick on me today. Okay, it is not saggy because that little trick that I just taught you allows that to line up perfectly. Okay. And no, it is not saggy on the other end. Okay, we've got that. I'm going to do one more bit of stamping because I do want this piece of designer series paper on before I do the rest of my stamping, because you see that cuts an inch off of my area that I'm writing, which when you're trying to center something, you want to know where that's going to be. So back in with the Blackberry Bliss. This is a great sympathy card. Ooh. I also don't want my words to be saggy, which is my new word for crooked. Hey, I actually got it right. That's a shocker. Okay, so there are no words to fill the void, but no, I'm here. Beautiful. Let's add a little ribbon. There is also a brand new basic beige ribbon. It ties beautifully. Oh, I love this new ribbon. I'm a little particular about ribbon. I want it to tie nicely or I just get mad. Okay, take my middle of my bow, press it onto a glue dot. Watch what just a simple bow will do to my card. It's beautiful. You know, sympathy cards, I think, are another one. People, they really do like to kind of display those. And I think this one displays nicely. Some of you have asked, how are they going to know that this tucks under? You know, if you want to, you could just include like a little Post-it note and just say, tuck the side of my card to the panel on the inside, and you'll have a beautiful bay window to display. So you can make sure to let people know that is how your card works. Now you see why it was important that this end be glued down, because we need everything to lay out correctly. All right. How are we doing on time? We're doing pretty good. We're going to make another card. Okay. So this one I'm going to go through really quickly for you since we just did it. We're going to do it one more time. I've got pecan pie, again, 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to score it 3/8 of an inch, 1 7/8. I'm looking at the wrong thing. There we go. 3 5/8. Got to make sure I'm looking at the right measurements. 5 1/8 and 5 1/2. Okay. Now our designer series paper. This time, because I said I wanted to do a masculine card, I've got the Timeless Plaid paper. I've already cut it down to the 4 by 5 1/2. Let's do those cutting measurements one more time, just like before. We need to keep these in order. So we've got 1/4 of an inch. And oh, come here. There we go. 1/4 of an inch. We have 1 1/4 inch. We have 1 1/2 inch. Another 1 1/4 inch. And then our final one is 1/4 of an inch, and that'll leave us 1 inch remaining, and that's there for the inside. Boom, cutting done. Again, I keep those in order, especially with that paper, because I don't want to fight with it. Okay, we're going to give all our score lines a good crease here. And
real quick, Connie, we do have a question from Kathy Fisher. She says, I love easel cards, but find people I send them to don't get it. Any suggestions?
Yeah. Just, I would say the same thing. Just a little Post-it note with some simple directions would be great. Honestly, I mean, that's really what I would do. So, I mean, I get it. I get it. We love these fun folds, but sometimes people don't understand how those fun folds work. So yeah, I'd probably just put a simple little, it's real easy when you give it to them in person, right? Because then you can just kind of share with them. I'm going to be using Very Vanilla on the inside of this card. And Kathy, thank you for that question, because it is something that we kind of all struggle with. So I think just a simple note explaining. Okay, 4 by 5 1/4. Remember, this little panel is going to adhere down. I'm just going to use my bone folder to make sure that's in place. Okay, let's go ahead and add our paper. And guys, if you have any questions, I just got some adhering to do, so I'd love to hear what people are saying. I'm going to try to read too. Marie loves fun folds. I agree. I do too. You probably figured that out by my channel, that I do love fun folds. It's hard for me these days to even do just a standard card anymore. But I still love them. I just think fun folds, I don't know, they just excite me. They just make things more exciting. Okay, so with this plaid paper, just kind of make sure your plaid's going, see that? It needs to go in this way. So find a design to focus on as you're putting it on here. Now the other card, well, that wasn't too difficult to figure out that one. But this plaid, you do need to kind of give it a look over before you add it. Make sure you're doing it correctly. And Louise says, I have sometimes printed a message and included a QR code. Oh, girl, look at you go. You know I love my QR codes. For a video that shows how the card is made. That is like the smartest thing I've ever heard. I love that. So yeah, she just makes a little quick video, makes a QR code, which by the way, you can do for free. Just go out there and search free QR codes. It'll pop up. That's a really, really good idea. I love that. And just make a little quick video showing people how the card displays. You're just going to impress the heck out of them with that too, aren't you? Okay. So we've done that. Let's make sure my paper, I know it's going to go on this way. So I'm going to flip it over. Remember my little scrap piece of paper. Oh gosh, I have to think. Yes, this is the right way. So you're going to put it on the far right side. Yeah, I said that in my first one. And I'm just going to get my pen. And really, you guys, this is just some scrap. But this will just kind of help me see. Okay. No more saggy soggies. We're going to go right up against the line that we drew. We're going to go at the top, at the bottom, here in the middle. And then we're going to add a couple more on the far right side, like that. And then you know what it's time for. We got to do some stamping. And this card, let's see, what was this card? Is this a sympathy card too? Nope, this is a thank you card. I know we all struggle with the masculine cards. I know we do. I know I do. We're going to add this right here on this side. Let's give it a test before I press things down. Perfect. Yep, we want that to tuck in, but we want that edge to kind of blend with everything else. So we're good there. By the way, if you wanted, you could also add some more panels to the inside. I want you to have the flexibility to do that. We're going to bring in some Mossy Meadow, and we are going to take a piece of Very Vanilla that is 4 1/4 by 2. And on this one, excuse me, we're going to stamp I'm so grateful. And we have some options in this stamp set to say, what are you grateful for? I'm so grateful to have you in my life. And then remember on the inside, we wanted that designer series paper down first. And I need a little more ink there. You make my day that much brighter and my love for you that much stronger. Okay. So the inside of our card is done. Let's add a piece of pecan pie. This one is a 4. I don't have something correct. It is not 4 1/4. And you know what? I think I have already fixed this in my download, and I think I have the wrong one. I have to measure here, guys. It was not, that's not 4 1/4. That is 3 1/2, and this would be 3 1/4. But I do think I fixed that in your download. I think what I printed is incorrect. So Sudafed, just saying. Always a Sudafed. I don't make mistakes. Who are we kidding? You guys have watched my lives enough to know I'm the queen of mistakes. That's why I love paper crafting, because it's only paper. I could never be like a painter or someone, and then you mess up like a whole canvas. That would send me over the edge. I could not do that. All right, just like before, we're only going to put glue in that center panel, remember? And this one, it looks even better because it's a longer greeting. Top, bottom, side to side. And see, that one pops even more. So, okay, let's decorate this one. I decided to bring in some baker's twine. This is the crumb cake baker's twine. And so for this one, because baker's twine is really thin, I like to take a mini glue dot and roll it into a tiny little ball. We're going to put that right there. And we're going to add a small bow. It is for the men, so I don't want something too frilly, but just a little bit there. And then I've got the natural matte dots. You can see I have loved these a lot. I think these are beautiful. We've got some pecan pie ones here, and we're going to use the small ones, and we're going to put them here in the corner. Kind of gives it almost like a little rivet look. And I think it just blends really, really well with the design in the card. All right. Friends, boom. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. We can now display our card. Beautiful. I'm going to bring in my first one. I love bay window cards. I think these are just phenomenal. Okay, I'm going to go out of camera because I got to wipe my nose. Okay, I'm back. Oh, so I hope that you guys will give this one a try. Remember, the free download is there for you. SimplySimpleStamping.com. Today's May 8th, 2025. You can go over there and find it. Brenda and Christina have shared the link to the free download. You can click that, whatever works best for you. But you're going to find that because I want you to have those measurements. There were a lot of 8s in that one. So yeah, it's kind of a important one that you have all those great measurements. So, and because this was like a last minute thing, this is cut. Why did my screen just go black? Did it go black for you guys? That's weird. Okay, well, I'm still here. Did it work?
It's fine.
It did go black, but it's back.
And it's not even raining here today. Friends, this is 5/8 of an inch. Okay. So if you want to just cut yourself a scrap or line it up on your grid paper, whatever works. Sometimes it's just easier to make myself my own little ruler. 5/8 of an inch so that I could line that up. It kind of made it a little bit easier than trying to guess where to put those Stampin' Dimensionals. So just a little extra tip there. Okay, so before I close, friends, I will not be here live next week because the family's making me go on vacation.
Oh, poor baby.
I know. We are heading to Florida.
We're really forcing her too.
Yeah.
I bet.
We are super excited. So we're going to be heading out. So I won't be here next week. we'll see. We'll try to post some things if we can on Facebook. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to step away. Okay. So I don't know what I'll be available for. I will be standing in some lines. So you might see me answer some comments or something here or there. It just
we'll
kind of
post some pictures and stuff, but we won't post our normal cards and reels and everything.
Yeah, right.
We're not making them in Disney World.
No, we will not be doing any stamping.
We'd be standing on top of a trash can, folding and cutting it.
We would. Or trying to do it on the rail of, whatever ride we're waiting for. So
new video. Watch me make a card on Space Mountain.
In the dark.
In the dark.
Dark ride stamping.
Oh my goodness.
Roller coaster stamping. We could start a whole new trend. Okay. But hopefully I'll be off the Sudafed by the time I get there. Guys, thanks for sticking with me. I was this close to canceling the live because I'm like, okay, this Sudafed has got my, the feeling where you got cotton in your head. That's how it's feeling. So thank you for sticking with me. Like I said, I was not sure how anything would go today, but I guess we have a new word. We don't want our card stock soggy. That's how it is. All right. So yes, we will not be here next week, but okay. You know what? I wasn't sure if I should show you the card we're going to create when we come back, but I have to show it to you because it's so cool. Okay. It's a shaker card. Okay. Super cute. I'm going to teach you how to color. I think I used sugar. I colored some sugar for my shaker card. Okay. Sending a little party your way. Cute little card, but look at this. It's an easel. Oh my gosh. So can you see like your little coworker leaving that out on their desk? And I'm going to show you how to make this great card that it can slide into. So now you have a card and a little gift. Isn't that so cute? I'm so excited to teach it, but that will be on May 20th. And let me also say for my YouTube members, I usually do my lives for you guys on the second Tuesday of the month. And wouldn't you know, we're out of town. So the live for YouTube members will also be, or no, this is May 22nd, isn't it? Can somebody check? I think I said May 20th, and I think it's May 22nd.
22nd.
Yep, gotcha. May 20th is when I'm going to be doing my YouTube membership lives. And we've got that fantastic flip book that we're going to be doing. I should have brought it over here, and I didn't. What was I thinking? Oh, yes, Sudafed. So, yeah, we'll be creating that on the 20th. So be sure to mark your calendars for that. And I'll make sure we get something posted so you're aware. We are only going to be making this one card next week because it's really a twofer, right? There's a lot going on there. So we're just, but this can be anything. And who doesn't love a good shaker card? All right. We will be back then. And guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I got all my measurements right. Please get the download because who knows? Christina, Brenda, thank you so much for being here and helping me through all that. Lots of comments. I appreciate you guys. Amy from Alberta, Canada. Go Canada. We love you. I can't find the download, just the link to the video. Amy, Brenda's posted the link in the comments, but you can just go to simplysimplestamping.com. It hasn't posted yet. Okay. It will post at 11:45. That's my time. So in about 6 minutes. Okay. I do always like to make sure that I've given time for the live to be over before it goes out. And my email is sent out for my website. So, but the link that Brenda shared, you should there, and Brenda just shared it with you. That link, you can go and you can get your free download. So, okay. Judy says the card is beautiful. I appreciate that so much. And Maria, hope you get better soon and enjoy your trip to Disney. I think we will. We've got several days for Christine and I to get over this. I just don't want anyone else to get it in the house because we want to have a good time. So, all right, with that, oh, you know what? I want to share, because we were just talking about our members. I'm going to, this takes me forever to figure out how to do this. Okay. Let me share my fabulous members with you. And let's see who we've got. Yay for my Simply Simple supporters. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, fun-filled friends. I hope you guys are enjoying the downloads with the diagrams. And thank you. Look at all of you. I appreciate you guys so much. You're the best. And my fancy fold fanatics. These are my friends that love to have a written tutorial. And yeah, we're excited to have them. And yep, you got to have all that music, right? Thank you all. And if you're not familiar with the membership, what is this all about? Just go click that join button and you can get all the details there. Hey, while you're still on YouTube, a thumbs up is always appreciated. And of course, if you haven't subscribed and you want to get notified whenever I'm back with a new video or I'm about to go live, click that subscribe button, ring the bell, and that way you get notified. We'd love for you to have the notification so you can join us. All right. With that, love you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.